Alright, straight to it. This is a 1956 tube CBS clock radio. It's a model 5440, just typical All-American 5. This is video part 2. Watch video part 1 for the diagnosis. Bad silver mica disease or something in the IF transformers. We could actually see the IF transformers arcing inside through the plastic bottom. So this is part 2. I've started removing this transformer here. I marked on the top the direction it's in, the orientation, and I took some pictures of how it was wired, and I very gently tried to desolder all of the wires out. So the transformer is now ready to pull out. So we'll pop this brass clip off here. I already popped it loose from the top. It clips onto the sides of the transformer, and the transformer should pull out, and then we can disassemble it. And here's the transformer here. You can see that yellow paint there is my orientation mark. So we'll pry these little, come on focus, we'll pry those little tabs back and see what's going on inside this thing. And again, we want to mark everything as we take it apart. That way our orientation is right, just to make it simple, not chase any problems we created. So you can see right in here is our mica wafer. That's our mica wafer right there. And basically that's got two moon-shaped things that comprise 2 capacitors. And you can see what they've done here is they have a brass rivet going through there. And like a spring locking washer on top to keep pressure there pushing down on the mica wafer. Because probably what happens is these come through and then there's a tab bent over. So how do we delete this thing? We basically just want to get it out. So let me analyze it and we'll figure out how to get rid of it. It might just be about drilling the rivet out. Alright, let me see if I can show you what I'm doing. And these IF transformers are made by Automatic Company. I am just doing this by hand. Here we go. I'm trying not to destroy that mica wafer in there so we can have a look at it. Come on, baby, work with me. Oh, shh. Don't break. There's our mica wafer, and you can see it's got a tab from one lead folded over on top and then on the bottom. So it's sandwiched in between those bent over tabs. And right there is the mica wafer. Note the distance, the gap here of both of these cores. It's about even. So that's a good starting place right there to note that gap. There we go. If I block the light, it's a lot better. So you can see the 2 tunable cores there. Now, you can see what I've done here by bending these tabs up. I've lost the support that spring plastic thing held down, so I've got the leads here real loose. So we got to be real careful with this. And then we just put it back together as I had it labeled, and we'll put it back in the chassis now. Alright, in part 1, I should first say that the IF transformer has been reinstalled, and also I need to put in here that this is Shango 066, and you should be watching this video on the Shango 066 YouTube channel. In part 1, we could see the arcing in this transformer. Now the mica wafer has been pulled out of here. There it is right there. And it's powered up right now, and we still have static. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to black out, turn the light off, and we'll see if we could see the other one arcing inside. And no, I don't see that one arcing inside. Alright, I'm going to save that transformer, and I'm going to do it outside tomorrow when it's light. I think that the lighting is better, natural lighting is better over this metal halide lamp I have here in the workshop. It's too bright, it causes the camera to overload, so I think we'll do this one tomorrow outside, and then we'll see the static should be gone, then we can start experimenting with our replacement values. I just thought, I wonder if I could see the arcing in the other one with the night vision, and I sure can. I don't think the camera's picking it up. This is real hard to hold the camera up against this tube. But I can see it flashing in there. Alright, continuing on here with our CBS 5440 radio with the bad IF silver mica disease. Today I got to get this one out. Decided to wait and do the next one outside with the better lighting. I've marked it with our lovely sinful colors. I found this somewhere, I don't know, and I've been using it to mark locations and orientations for a while now. Now, I'm going to assume that with the capacitors removed from both cans, that if the thing receives anything, it's going to be kind of everything, because without the capacitors there will be no defined peak, and it'll just be like a wideband transformer. But there might not be enough gain for any signal to pass. But I would think it might tune K and X, just because that's so strong here. And yeah, then it would be a dedicated CBS radio. But let's do this one, and enough talk. So okay, yeah, the first thing to do is to desolder these wires, which are actually fed through holes and wrapped around. So I'm going to use a dental tool and some needle nose pliers and a vice grip, but not vice grip, dikes to get it out. But yeah, you got to be real gentle tugging on these pins. They're pretty fragile. Alright, all our wires are loose. Now what we do is we simply pop our clips off here. And this guy should just kind of lift right up out of here. getting hung up on something here. These are a bit, there we go. Now, so I got it marked there where it goes in. See, I got a dot there that corresponds with that. Now I need to take and mark that, pry these tabs up, and again, there are slugs right there. There's our mica wafer. We're going to take the drill bit by hand and drill this brass rivet out. Very gently do this. Didn't take very much. It's brass and a sharp drill bit. This will cut right through it. So there's the rivet with the spring on top of it. There's the mica wafer. There's the IF transformer with two of the tabs bent up. Now we'll just reassemble it. Transformer is back in place. Now to solder the wires back on. Okay, here we go. No capacitors. Nope.
Review important safety information and find a document.
I still got the AVC filter bypassed or disconnected. Oh, and there it goes. It's tuning in like 5 stations at once. Okay, let me solder that back in. I love it. It's like lo-fi punk rock radio. It's just garbage.
We update every 9 minutes. Chris Johnson, KNX 1070 News Radio. CBS News, 20% of the building searched, 24 bodies found. Together every 10 minutes on the 5. Coming up in just 5 minutes after CBS News covers the world, it's 11 o'clock at KNX 1070 News Radio. CBS News, I'm Mike Sugarman. Dozens of anguished families in Oakland still don't know the status of loved ones who may have died in that horrible warehouse fire this weekend. but there are at least 24 who will be getting some very, very bad news. CBS News correspondent Steve Futterman is there. The round-the-clock search for the victims goes on here. 24 bodies have now been found. That number is almost certain to rise. The Oakland City Councilman who represents this area, Noel Gallo, says the warehouse should have been shut down a long time ago.
They should have never gotten to this level, because there's a property owner that knows what the procedure is about the fire code, the building code, the public safety code,
and there is likely to be a criminal investigation. Steve Futterman, CBS News, Oakland. It was a private phone call, but its ramifications are being heard around the world. When the president of Taiwan called to congratulate President-elect Donald Trump, he picked up the phone. This is CBS News. I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Mortgage rates have dropped.
All right, let's put some variable caps in here and tune this thing up. I could really just listen to this all day long. This is beautiful.
We check your money in 90 seconds. It's 11:18. When searching to buy or sell your home,
okay, these are Arco 425 ceramic trimmer capacitors, and a quick search online says these are 40 to 200 picofarads. Now that would be perfect for this, but I'm going to verify that on the cap tester. Okay, here it is with that cranked all the way down tight. Maximum capacitance, we're at about 220 here. With it all the way loose, it's at about 18, something like that. So those will work. I think those will work, because I bet the value is somewhere in that range in this thing. So I got to just tack 4 leads on all 4 of them, put them all in, and we'll align it. Okay, there's our 4 Arco 425s, 40 to 200 and something picofarad capacitors in there. We'll take it in, put it on the signal generator, 455 kilohertz, and we'll tune it, we'll peak it. I could leave these in here, but the problem is room with this thing. I already got this capacitor out of the way and all these capacitors pulled out of the way. So if I replace these with modern caps, I would probably have room to leave it in there. But you know what? For the sake of just figuring out the values, let's tweak it up, pull them out, measure them, replace them with, I don't know, whatever, disc caps. Who cares? Should replace them with silver micas for drift, but in this radio, bad speaker, clock doesn't work, cigarettes, paste, who cares? Okay, this part's going to be jerky, so just let's go along for the ride. AM modulation, I got it at 59%, whatever. 455 kilohertz, I'm at +3 dBm, which is pretty high. That it only goes up to 13, but okay, I got the signal generator fed into just this coil of wire, which is just coupling the RF into the 455 into the coil antenna here. Volume is at maximum. I got the tuning capacitor all the way closed, and I got my plastic alignment tool, and I'm just going to go through here and try and peak these up. Okay, we've got 2 peaks there, which is interesting, so let's do this. that one. We'll come down here. We'll okay, I'm going to stay on that one. Now I wonder if I move this one, will it move this one? No, it doesn't. Wow, we're actually hearing activity on the radio now. I don't know what that second peak is. That's on the converter side, but I'll tell you, they're all about the same tightness, which feels right.
I heard Mark Willard, well, the great Mark Willard, and Robert Smith talking about.
But the kind of the free support is, yeah, and LA 7.
This Rams Drive Summary is presented by the Subaru Legacy.
46, record 13, 3 and 1.
Why your vitamin D level is so
Of good and evil.
Let's get it outside.
That story at the top of the hour at noon, but first it's 11:55. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5. Here's Deborah Simon.
In Montebello, westbound 60 at Paramount Boulevard, there's a 3-car.
That's 888.
It's not just a thing. It's a chance to spread joy from
And Anita looks like.
say your joy matters. This holiday season, be inspired. Donate a new unwrapped toy to Toys for Tots.
Your most precious photos, videos.
Email.
Baby, why should you cling to some fading thing?
La yarda 32 del terreno. Pueblos enteros.
Damn, that works good. Okay, let's pull them out and measure them and get the values. Okay, so here we go. Here's number 1. Now watch them all be 100s. Actually, They look like they're right on 100. Holy crap. Crap. So on this scale, they look like they're right about 110, or the first one looks like it's about 110. Okay, this one looks like, this is the second one, looks like it's about 95. So this is the third one, it looks like it's about 85. And the fourth one looks like it's about 110. So here you go. 110, 95, 85, 110. Okay, I've installed 4 disc capacitors. Like I said, I don't really care that much about this radio. These would be the way to go, silver micas. But I didn't have the right values. Basically, I got as close as I could. I used 100, 110, and 91 picofarads. So they're all installed. And now to go back and peak the cores with the signal generator. Okay, here we go. I'll tell you, it was really hot with those capacitors. It really lost a lot. It's not the right tool to do this with, but I don't have a plastic screwdriver that's this wide. It's waking up. Getting there. Okay, I'm going to go over it a few more times, but it's interesting, I had to unscrew all the cores quite a bit.
Broadcasting live from the Southern California BMW newsroom. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Find a dealer at SoCalBMW.com. KNX 1070 AM and HD, AM HD2, Los Angeles. KNX 1070 News Radio. Coming up, our top story, crews continue the grim task of recovering bodies from a warehouse fire in Oakland. Plus, more than 100 people in Beverly Hills protest one of Donald Trump's picks for his administration. I'm Rob Archer. Those stories and more after CBS covers the world. It's 2 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Pam Coulter. The number of confirmed dead in the Oakland warehouse fire is growing. CBS's Steve Futterman.
More bodies have been found inside the warehouse.
We have confirmed the count of deceased at 30.
That's Alameda County Sheriff Sergeant Ray Kelly announcing that the death toll has risen again, and authorities expect it to rise even more. Officials are also asking the families of those missing to preserve sources of DNA to help in identifying bodies. Captain Melanie Ditzenberg.
And that could be hairbrushes, combs, or toothbrushes.
Officials expect the search for bodies to continue for possibly several more days. Steve Futterman, CBS News, Oakland.
President-elect Donald Trump continues to mull over at least 4 candidates for the job of Secretary of State. On CBS's Face the Nation, former Defense Secretary Leon Panetta said it's an important decision.
We're dealing with a world that's very dangerous right now. Got a lot of flashpoints in this world. You need to have a Secretary of State that understands those flashpoints and understands how to deal with our adversaries but also how to deal with our allies.
Mitt Romney and Rudy Giuliani are among those on the short list. The Standing Rock Sioux tribe says the Army Corps of Engineers has denied an easement for the Dakota Access Pipeline, and an environmental impact study will look at possible alternate routes. 9 days of mourning for Fidel Castro ended with a small private funeral for the former.
The punter set to put the ball down on the right hash. Ball is following the miss.
Giving up on us and just trying to move over to.
Of good and evil, partiers dress the part, some as Hells Angels motorcyclists, others as volunteers for the Salvation Army. Michael Chappé, KFI News.
The number 1 and 2 spots at the box office.
De las acciones dirigidas a combatir la pobreza. La información que genera es pública y la puedes consultar en www.com.
So why drive any midsize SUV when you could be driving the 2006?
Connect with you.
I'll talk with you for a while so we can kind of get caught up to date on the air. I know you've got 3 children.
Moana was number 1 for the 2nd week in a row.
To score 400 career goals.
Taylor with it. ESPN Radio, Gene Manis and Field Yates. We are Operation Football, and a quick update here as some of these 4 o'clock.
And it could be faster than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already
to read your new book, Evangelical Exodus, Evangelical Seminary.
Bueno, ya lo platicaremos más adelante. Por lo pronto, hubo información también.
No te importe que venga borracho.
Importantes para ayudar a la comunidad.
Claro que sí, es un placer, ¿verdad que sí? Porque me encanta la comunidad.
I found a better deal on prescriptions.
If it tunes this, which is Radio Disney, it's working really damn good, because Radio Disney is really weak, and it's right above KNX, which is super powerful.
Awesome. We play on Radio Disney.
Radio sounds good, got good bass.
Here's a pistol run to Murray, straight ahead, breaks into the secondary, good run.
우리들이 예수님을 잃어버린 채로
Oh, that's the Beatles come together right now.
Armando, lo saludamos, bienvenido a Gol a Gol.
Buenas tardes, muchachos, un placer saludar.
de Lucas, donde 2 personas
Acuérdate, Señor, de tu iglesia extendida por toda la tierra y
5살에서 54살 사이 고등학교 졸업장 이하 아주 낮은 교육 레벨.
That's it. Nothing has been changed except the IF can caps. None of the other caps, no resistors, no tubes, just silver mica disease repair.